My name is Morwenna James. In August 2020, I got married to a very unusual man. I had married this person knowing that he was in possession of extraordinary qualities and myriad talents, and a sublime back catalogue of original work spanning an astonishing array of genres that I believed was tantamount to genius. But how well did I really know this mysterious virtuoso I had married? What was the true extent of his powers? Was it possible that I was married to the world's greatest living singer-songwriter? I felt it was time to embark on a journey to see who could help me answer, once and for all, one all-important question. Who is Jack Jones? Now I'm not supposed to love him. There goes my baby, and I need him so. My quest was going to take me to some interesting places, starting with the distant past.
He was so talented. It's really like funnily talented and a visionary. Like I really would say, you know, kind of probably a step ahead of everyone else, really. We went to secondary school together. We went to Salesian Secondary School. We met in year 8 and were both kind of like quite interested, I think, in music. Music was Jack's everything.
We went to first school together in Oatlands.
Yeah.
Mark came along.
So I'm 2 years younger, as you can tell.
And a friendship for life sort of blossomed from there, really. I think you knew this guy was a little bit special when it was Brynner Toy Day to school, and he brought in Megatron, a Generation 1 Megatron. It's like, this guy is a little bit special.
Through secondary school, we had all types of iterations of bands together. Like, it was always me and him. I obviously wouldn't have admitted it at a time. What a big part of my life and what an influence Jack was on me growing up. He's always had, you know, like real style, real kind of panache in what he does. He does his thing.
I first met Jack 23 years ago outside Strode's College, and I went over and I introduced myself and I said, "Oh, and what's your name?" And he said, "Jeff." And I went, "Oh, hi, Jeff." And he goes, "Yeah, Jeff Leppard." And I thought, "Oh, you're a wanker." But I was intrigued by him, and over the next year, through making music, we became friends. I think he's an incredibly talented musician. As a kid, looked up to him. I thought he was someone I learned a great deal from. I think it was a good part of my musical education, being told, no, you're doing that wrong. He had his own band called Tino, and they were pretty cool. And they had one show in London at Madame Jojo's.
Yeah, Tino, I think they did. I remember going to see them in Soho. His sister Jo has had the most beautiful voice. I think they only did about 3 or 4 songs, but kind of one of them was one of them we did in like our old band. So I just remember starting thinking, all right, our version was better.
One more Saturday, just wasted away, and your car is gone. I'm not going to bend to the world can't bend to me.
When we were young, we had a notion of what a rock star was, and I really believed that the cliche that gets sort of paraded around Hollywood, you know, of this sort of spandex is that has nothing to do with being a great rock star. It's a state of mind. And I think Jack's already got that rock star quality to him, so he's already there on that front.
The rock star quality was in no doubt, but I would discover that rock and pop music were only part of the story.
When he first came to my house, he was like a little hip-hop boy. He was always writing rhymes and chatting in his bedroom and recording. He spent most of his time doing that. He'd written some stuff, and we got one of my mates, he's a producer, so I could link him up with him.
He had a huge tattoo with one shot across his stomach, which is one of our tracks, and I was like, bloody hell, mate, you know, have you had that done? Because he's like, yeah, I love the track and it's great and all this. And it was humbling, because it was this movie star looking kid. I mean, he looked like a really better version of Johnny Depp, really. You know what I mean? He really did. And but he had this coolness of like James Dean about him, which I really liked. I mean, I really liked the kid. I really liked him a lot, and he knew his music. And I think he spat some verses like, and he rapped. He did some rapping, and I was like, do you know what? He's good. He's good looking. He knows his craft, and he likes me. I mean, what more could you want, really?
Yes, he's back, Jack Jones with the wickedest slow flow. So sick with it, spit through the lyric to rip the show. We're killing them with punches, send them into oblivion. The checks, you bet we're filling them. The next to get $1 million from Dylan and Neil Rhyme. Rapping in real time, chatting like a pack of Mac in my jacket, so feel man.
As the years passed, the hip-hop would be superseded by new projects, new people, and a new style that was a little harder to define.
I remember he working at the cinema in Greenwich a while back, and he played me some of the music that he'd done. I'm not too sure if he wanted me to get involved in it or he just wanted to play it to me, but I really, really liked it. It was sort of like I thought it was going to be rap, and it wasn't. He had just totally turned the page and was into like some sort of full-on sort of jazz thing that he was doing. And it was really professional. It was really good, you know.
Yeah, I remember like the first time I ever heard Jack play anything, I was blown away. Love is a Dog from Hell? Yeah, I love the lyrics to that one as well. I still sometimes find myself like humming those or like singing them to myself.
The people around you don't seem to mind.
I remember being at his flat, where was it, in Bromley, and I remember him saying, oh, do you want to listen to one of my songs? I thought, go on then. And he put this tape on, and I actually couldn't believe it, and I was just so shocked, because being as naive as I was looking at Jack, I just didn't realise that he had that voice basically.
And he'll always be like, oh, I'm not that good at lyrics. And he's so good at lyrics. And again, they're never trite. They're always sort of quite original.
The first time I'd heard anything that Jack had written, I was like, oh my God, this is so good. I think the thing like with Jack's music that I always really, really admired was like, I think he has just such a kind of consummate like kind of pop sensibility. He just came up with such kind of like fully realised songs. There was one, I think it's called In Watermelon Sugar. I just love that. I just think that's just such a good song. Yeah.
There's just something so like
deep and sad about a lot of his music. Like, there's so much soul in it. It's so, like, heart-wrenching almost.
Heavy. Used to get him to play that all the time.
Because he was really, really shy about playing his music to anyone. And then it was like, when you heard it, when he finally started doing some like demos, it was like, wow, he actually can do everything. Like the voice, the guitar, the melody, the lyrics. It wasn't like a one-trick pony. It's like the complete musician. That's why I was always like, you're so much better than a lot of people that are fucking signed. Like you are the complete package.
I work with lots of people. You don't come across people like him very often. Like, music is about, obviously it's about the skill and the ability you have, which he has in like fucking spades, you know? Like he's just naturally gifted, right? His choices are just great musical choices. Nobody else can tell me anything. If Jack says this is good, okay, I'm doing something right, you know?
Jack is immensely talented as a musician and songwriter, and also as a singer. You know, he's one of the best singers I know.
He didn't really sing when I knew him as a teenager. You know, I don't think I ever heard him sing one line. But then, like I said, when we went to Guernsey, we were on the beach and he started singing, and I'm like, well, where did that voice come from?
The first time I heard him sing, I was just like, oh, that's what good singing sounds like.
I was doing a shift in the office, and I could hear this music, and then there was this excellent third-part harmony to what was going on. I think it might have been Fleece Foxes or something like that. And I thought, who's that singing? And I thought, that's Jack.
I thought he had a beautiful voice. I thought it was so soulful.
You kind of hear it, and I don't know, yeah, it sort of touches you a bit more than like anything else.
What a voice, you know. So mind-blowingly good.
I wanna stay anywhere but since you went away. I tell you that sorrow's here to stay with me, my love.
Brilliant voice. And then I realised his skills at actually writing music when we were doing Nicky's film Backstreet.
Yeah, it was when we worked in the cinema and I was young and interested in making films, and Jack was like, well, I write music, so I can soundtrack your films, and it was like this perfect collaboration.
When he sort of, I don't know, when he put his music to it, it just kind of made it, really set the mood, especially Backstreet.
Yeah, I mean, his music was better than the films, basically. Like, it worked as it was, and it was, yeah, everything.
Apart from being the snappiest dresser I've seen,
Jack Jones is...
One of my biggest influences.
He feels like a brother.
Got a poet soul.
Just a really unselfish person, I think, isn't he?
He's just like a cool bloke.
He was definitely the cooler one.
He's just a sweetheart.
Sensitive, deeply sensitive.
Just so chilled, so nonchalant.
So kind of consistently nice and adorable.
So unnormal and so talented.
I think he's highly intelligent.
Beautiful soul.
It just had to be different.
He's just so easy to talk to, and he's just everything. He's just really just generous. He's just like, you can phone him at any time and he will just show up. He's the type of person that just, I can't explain it. He's just perfect. Just the best.
Who is Jack Jones? Now we know. Or do we?